Hi, lovelies. Welcome to Managing My Money with Rosa. Today, we are going to stuff what's left of my paycheck, $205. If you're new here, my name is Rosa. My channel is all about my personal budgeting journey. It is about cash envelopes, sinking funds, and savings challenges. We also talk about our debt-free journey and a little bit about investing. If any of that is of interest to you and you have not already, I'd really appreciate if you take a second, hit subscribe down below. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and spending a little bit more of your time with me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And everyone, please take a second, smash that thumbs up button. All right, so my paycheck takes care of the bills in our house, whether it's our fixed or our adjustable, flexible bills. It doesn't matter. That all comes out of my paycheck. And then a huge chunk of my paycheck after the bills are paid then goes to pay down our debt. Mostly we're focused right now on my student loan and knocking it out. We've done a great job. We've gone from 35,000 under 5,000 now. Yay! So we are working on knocking it out as fast as we can, but that means there is not a lot left over from my paycheck to go into the different areas where I like to stuff some money. One area that we are in the process of transitioning from are our cash envelopes. So my honey's check used to take care of all of our cash envelopes. That is no longer the case. He is convinced he's going to stop working in a couple of years. So because of that, I am in the process of transitioning the things that he come out of his paycheck and move them to my paycheck, so that when and if we lose his check, I know that everything is covered. So we're going to take care of our cash envelopes first. There are only a couple. Now, I don't keep trackers in any of my cash envelopes. It's just a spend as I do. I also typically don't pull anything out of here. Whatever is not spent in the 2 weeks, it just continues to grow and build. So gas, we actually did spend all of our gas money the last 2 weeks, but it's not coming out of my check yet. Groceries is the next one up, but that is also coming out of my honey's check still. Our youngest gets an allowance. He doesn't do much, he doesn't get much. That has finally made its transition to my paycheck. So we're gonna put $20 into here. Up next are paper products. So this I keep separate from my groceries. If you've been around, you've heard this story. If you're new, I keep paper products separate from my groceries. And I do that so that when I go grocery shopping and I know that I've spent $100 on groceries, $50 on groceries, and then I know that I've spent $10 on paper products, I actually take a minute if I do shop and get groceries and paper products at the same time. I actually stop and look at my receipt and I calculate how much of it was paper products so that I can take it out of the correct envelope and it does not come out of my grocery envelope. Years ago when my honey and I first got married and we were broke, and I'd go to the grocery store and I'd come home and I'd spend like $120, and he's like, "So Rosa, how much you spend in groceries?" And I said, "Well, I spent $120, but really some of it was this and some of it was that." And so he goes, "No, Rosa, I want to know how much you got in groceries." And it really started that mindset of I need to have different pots for my money when I do go to the store to make sure that what I'm budgeting for groceries truly are groceries. So paper products is separate. Same thing with our pet. Pet is also separate. That is going to come out of mine. We're going to put another $10 in here. All right, so that brings pet up to 20, and then our cash is still coming out of my honey's check. Toiletries is the other category that I also keep separate. So when I go pick up toilet paper or stuff for the bathroom, whatever it is, I know that I've got that as well. So toiletries, it's going to get a 15. So let me sort around real quick. All right, so moving toiletries. But again, just trying to keep all of it the same. I also am a huge couponer because I love to coupon. Toiletries has a tendency to sometimes grow to a really large amount, and then I like coupon myself out for a while, and it's because I've spent it all of my toiletries area, but I love having all of those separate. All right, so those are all of my cash envelopes. Now we're going to move to what I call my high priorities. So I have a hodgepodge of envelopes here. I have, I bought my first binder probably a year ago now, and I'm slowly but surely accumulating some more beautiful binders. I believe in saving a penny here, saving a penny there, and I also believe in paying for things when I have the cash. So this was kind of like birthday splurge. I held on to my monies and finally decided that's what I wanted to do, and I bought a handful of new binders. Love them all, but I still use, again, a hodgepodge of things. So some of these, if they're printed and nice like this, came from the Budget Mom. They were freebies that I got from her. And then some of them that I got, I made, guys. It's just cardstock that I cut down and taped on the edges. So just trying to be mindful of my pennies, especially because when I started doing all of this, we were broke. Had no idea where my money was going. You kind of did a rough budget. We now work off a zero-based budget, and it is amazing. I love zero-based budgeting because now I can tell you exactly where every penny is put into our budget. So we have some high priorities. These get money every week or every 2 weeks, it just depends. So some of these, like debt pay down, come strictly from my honey's check. When it comes from mine, I just transfer it over, but this is that collecting of his money from his check, so that's not going to get any money, but I did send money to it. Emergencies is the next one. Now we do have our emergency fund. We are pretty much following Dave Ramsey, and with that said, I needed to have a $1,000 emergency fund. Well, I have my $1,000 emergency fund. This fund is for anything else that comes up. Like recently, one of the girls called Dad and said, "Hey Dad, I need some stuff from my car." And we're like, "Okay, that's fine." It was nice to be able to take it out of this fund and send it to her and not have to worry about it coming out of our $1,000 emergency fund. So we are now up to 25 in here. This 5 is going to go somewhere else in just a minute, so we're just going to kind of set it to the side. All right. Birthdays does come out of my paycheck. I take $25 out of my check. Now, we don't do a lot for birthdays. When you live in the house, you do get a little bit more, but for the most part, we have 1 child out of 4 left in the house. He's the only one who gets more than the $100, but when you live here, you get spoiled a little bit more. So because there are 6 of us in the family, my husband, myself, and 4 children, sorry, I lost track where I was going. Oh, and I need a tracker. Oh no, where's my box? Where's my box? There's my box. Oh, find a tracker, Rosa. 6 of us times $100 for birthdays, because that's typically what we do is $100 birthdays. That equals $600. So I have calculated out that as long as I save $25 from every one of my checks, that gives me $600. It actually gives me a little bit more than $600, but it takes care of it. All right, so let's put that there. Okay, so this is birthdays, and it was at 125. We're gonna add 50, or we're gonna add 25, which will bring us up to, my goodness, I'm just trying to make it say 200. That'll bring me up to 150. All right, so that can honestly go in the garbage. I already put it in. So 10, 12, 14, 140, 45, 150. Yay! So again, that is going to get funded. I also have a belief that if I know an event is coming up, I should probably save for it so that I can spend for it. So that's another reason why we've broken this up. Medical. Now, we don't currently have anything medical-wise going on, but I know that medical is expensive if we do need something. Recently, our youngest needed a school physical in order to participate in one of the events he was doing, and it was really nice to know that I had that money in here. I came and I was able to pull out $25, poof, done. All right, so it should be 143, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 140, 41, 42, 43. All right, drop that in here. This doesn't get any money. This comes from my honey. And then the last one that's a high priority for us are tags. Again, I know we're gonna have tags due, so I may as well save for it. And to me, it's a lot easier to be able to pull $5 here, $10 there, whatever it is, in order to get tags. So that's part of why I do it. Last year tags were, I think, like $170 for all of the tags for renewal in the house. And it was really nice to know that I didn't have to figure out where $170 was coming from in the budget. If you're just starting out, hold on, 130, 50, 100, 10, 20, 25, 30. If you're just starting out and trying to figure out how to not be strapped when it comes time to do something like tags, and it's an expense you know is coming up, even if it's just a couple dollars, so that you're not having to scramble and rearrange the budget when you get to that event. We've got over half a year before tags are due again. So because of that, we are in great shape for tags with $130. When this gets to probably $150, I'll start to pull back and only put a couple of dollars in here just so that it can continue to grow a little. But we, for the most part, have paid for next year's tags already, which is exciting, exciting, exciting. All right, the last of our high priorities come into my child's binder. Now, this is for things that I know we're going to spend. Now, it's not a high priority, and I also have a savings challenge for it, but we are going to put $5 set to the side for a car for him. Add 5, which will bring us up to $19.40. All right, so money is in the bank working for us. So 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, that's 1900, 20, 30, 35, 40, 1940. Love it, love it, love it. All right. I am trying to get this up to 2,000 and in addition work the savings challenge that I have for him. Up next, I have $30, 25, and 30. I've recently asked my child, I automatically budget $25 every one of my checks for his lunch. Let's start with that. I put $100 into his lunch account. He's been back to school for a month, a little bit over, and I said, hey bud, have you been getting extras? Is it for you or is it for friends, or what's going on with your lunch account? Because you've gone through your lunch money really quick. And he's like, no, it's me. I've been getting an extra pizza at lunch. Okay, so as long as we're looking at lunch for you every day, I can work with that. So I now know that I'm gonna have to start to budget more than the $25 that I put for here, because he truly went through $100 in a month. And that's not what I'm budgeting, which essentially is 50. So I'm gonna have to do some rearranging for everything, but we now have $35 in here. I just put money on his account last week, and so it's build this up as fast as we can. And then orienteering, he is part of the ROTC program, and orienteering is a fancy way to say they do land nav. They read a map and they get from point to point to point. They went to a training last weekend before, a couple weekends ago, I don't remember exactly which one, and I needed to spend basically all of the monies that was in here. He also just came to me and needed a couple more things for ROTC, so we're going to try to build this up so that we can pay the credit card when that bill comes in. So we have 5, 10, 11, which is what it says on here, should be in here. Go us. So let's put that in there. That's everything for his binder. Nothing else is going to get money because, well, there is no more monies left over for it. But we will have to work on figuring something else out for his binder. All right, savings challenges are up next. So I have 2 savings challenge envelopes. I do 2 different savings challenge days. One of them is my 1 month ahead, in which I have 15 different things I am saving to get 1 month ahead. Now, I am not in a hurry. Well, I'm doing it in $1 bills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's not that I'm not in a hurry, but when you're only doing $1 towards each one of them twice a month, it's really hard for that challenge to grow quickly. So this for me is very long term. I think I've been working on my 1 month ahead challenge now for a year and a half, maybe. For quite some time I've been working on my 1 month ahead challenge. I'm okay that this is taking me a really long time, because right now our priority is debt pay down. And really and truly, Dave Ramsey says that if we have our $1,000 savings challenge, I shouldn't even be doing this. So that's why I said earlier, we're kind of sticking to Dave Ramsey, and I figure $15 is going to be okay. I think so far I've saved about eight or $900, and it's just it's really great to know that we are moving towards having a nice 1 month ahead. And then I have some savings challenges that we save money for every time. All right, so we have a nickel challenge, and this nickel challenge is for an emergency fund, our 3 to 6 or month emergency fund. So we're going to put that $5 that's been hanging out, that was from the emergency fund. Home improvement, unfortunately, is not going to get any money. I think I'm really actually going to pull this and pay for debt pay down, I think is where this is going to go. It's like a couple $100 is what's in there. And then we are currently doing a Save 2024 and 2024, and that is going to get $50. This Save 2024 and 2024 is how we are saving for Christmas this year. So whatever doesn't get spent on Christmas will then end up going towards our debt pay down. And then holiday is where we are saving for the next upcoming holiday. So right now we are currently saving for Thanksgiving, and we're going to put $5 into it. And in the past, I have done the $1 savings challenge where it's $1 the first week, $2 the second week, $3 the next week, all the way up to $52. This used to be Christmas. However, with the way prices of everything have skyrocketed, last year it didn't cover it, and I had to pull extra money out of our savings. So I changed from this because this only saves roughly, I think it's $1,300, where my Save 2024 and 2024 is going to save me $2,000. So it was kind of that happy medium where I could save for Christmas and hope that I had enough by saving that 2024 and 2024 instead of doing the dollar challenge. We may do the dollar challenge next year. I'm not 100% certain. I'm in the process of figuring out what all of my savings challenges are going to be for next year. And really, guys, when all I have is $205 to go into my envelopes, and big chunks, like Christmas took a big chunk out of it, and it kind of didn't get spread in a whole lot of places. I have all of these are my sinking funds that if they don't get money, they just don't get money. And you know what? It's gonna have to be okay, because sometimes there just isn't money to go around. Some of you have asked me, Rosa, what happens when you don't get to spread the love? Well, I just don't get to. In the very beginning, when I first started this and we were broke and I didn't know where money was going, guys, I really did actually do it in $1, where everybody was growing at least by $1 every week or every 2 weeks. I've now changed that because I really wanted to focus on those high priority things. And then the rest of it, if it got money, it got money. And if it didn't, it didn't. And that's okay. If you have any questions or just want to say, hey, I'd love if you drop it in chat below, and hope you have a great day. Bye, guys.